hard sport. When laziness comes to your body, to your mind.
Over the years, what do you think of that?
Sad. You know, just sad that he feels any reason or urge whatsoever.
Barrios is a great dude. He's young. He's strong. I think Pacquiao's coming back because he wants to make history. Pacquiao is a person that loves to help. He helps. People love him in his country.
The upcoming clash between Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios isn't just another bout, it's a monumental collision of pride, legacy, and relentless determination. Each fighter steps into the ring with different motives but equally powerful reasons to win. Barrios, the younger and hungrier challenger, is eager to cement his place by testing himself against a global icon. Pacquiao, carrying the weight of decades in the sport, brings the fire of a champion who's fought wars inside the ropes and refuses to let age define his limits. The atmosphere surrounding the match is electrified with tension. For Pacquiao, this isn't about proving he still has speed or reflexes, it's a mental war. He believes that boxing is forged in the mind, and without true self-belief, no fighter can survive in the squared circle. That belief remains the anchor of his return.
This boxing, this is really hard sport. When laziness comes to your body, to your mind, then stop boxing. Forget about boxing. But as long as you dedicated, you have fire, you have interest to punish yourself like that, and for hard work, you enjoy doing hard work, training like that, discipline, then go for it. Like continue boxing.
Yeah.
But
If you do that, you'll be successful.
of course. But something like comes to your mind, like especially in the middle of like preparation, like let's say 2 months after 1 month training, it's like you're tired, like lazy.
I agree.
Renowned trainer Joel Diaz has voiced serious reservations about Pacquiao stepping back into the ring at this stage of his life. In Diaz's view, every fighter eventually hits a crossroads where retreating is wiser than advancing, and for Pacquiao, who is now 46, that moment may have arrived. He pointed out that while Manny's work ethic is legendary and his commitment to the sport is unquestionable, time remains undefeated. Fighters often still have the heart and spirit of their prime, but the body doesn't always keep pace. Reflex is slow, recovery takes longer, and even the most iron-willed warriors feel the weight of age in the ring. Diaz warned that this comeback, while courageous, risks more than just a blemish on Pacquiao's legacy, it could endanger his long-term health. He firmly believes that Manny has nothing more to prove to anyone.
Yeah. Mario Barrios is younger. He's younger, he's big, he's a big boy. I mean, he still has a little bit more youth in him than Manny. Manny, if I'm not mistaken, I think Mario Barrios is probably same size as Margarito.
I think so, like 5'10", 5'11".
Around there, yeah. And Manny at this age, he shouldn't be fighting. In my opinion, I respect the man a lot. He gave the sport of boxing his life. He gave us great moments, great memories.
Although many in the boxing community admire Pacquiao and would love to see him triumph, not all are optimistic. One fighter, speaking candidly, said he respects Manny deeply and hopes he pulls off the upset, but his instincts lean toward Barrios. He pointed out that Barrios is not only significantly younger but also in his physical prime, possessing speed, strength, and a sharp strategic mind that could seriously trouble even a seasoned great like Pacquiao. While the respect for Manny's achievements is universal, this fighter believes the timing and opponent are all wrong for a comeback. Barrios is not just a tune-up opponent, he's a legitimate threat, and one who's ready to seize the spotlight. The concern is that Pacquiao may no longer have the physical tools to match what Barrios brings.
You're about to do 10 rounds of sparring.
Yes, sir.
Give me 12 days away, Manny Pacquiao Barrios. Who wins and why?
Man, I really hope Pacquiao wins, but I really don't see it happening. I think Barrios right now, he's in his prime. He got real good trainers behind him. don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Pacquiao don't got, but I just think the age and stuff like that is gonna play a big role in that fight.
Keith Thurman, who once shared the ring with Pacquiao, has a unique lens through which he views this matchup. Recalling how prepared and sharp Pacquiao looked when he fought Eudenis Ugas, Thurman believes the Filipino legend still has a lot left in the tank. He acknowledges Barrios' punching power but doesn't think it will automatically overwhelm Manny. Thurman speaks from personal experience, having felt Pacquiao's deceptive strength and explosiveness firsthand even when Manny was in his 40s. In his view, if Pacquiao enters this fight in the same peak condition and razor-sharp focus as in previous outings, he could very well absorb Barrios' pressure, withstand his offense, and flip the script in his favor. It's a tall order, but Thurman sees it as possible.
Pacquiao coming back, I don't like when Pacquiao comes back off layoffs. When he fought me, he was active. Even though he was at the age that he was very active. I think I was like his third fight that year or his third fight within like 13, 14 months, right? So he was very active at the time. And then when he fought Ugas after COVID, after the victory over me, scheduled to fight Spence, injury, had to fight Ugas, last minute replacement, yada, yada, yada. But Ugas got the best of him, right? And now coming off of another layoff, I think Mario Barrios can box smart and get the best of him. The dangerous thing is Mario Barrios is there to be hit. I caught him, I rocked him, Tank got him with a body shot, and Pacquiao is still gonna have some clippers. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have some clippers on him. So if he clips the chin, if he clips the body right, I think he has an opportunity of hurting Barrios, but not sure what the speed's gonna look like at this time. The weight coming off, he's done a few exhibitions. He hasn't had to be at that upper echelon of fighting per se. So it's gonna be interesting, man. A lot of fight fans are just gonna enjoy to see what Pacquiao brings to the table. But I highly doubt I'll have an opportunity to get a rematch. I'm not gonna not take it. I've been wanting to punch that boy for a lot of years. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it'd be exciting to see him do great.
Speculation has swirled that Pacquiao's return is driven by a desire for a quick payday and easy fight for a big check. Many critics suggest he's joining the trend of retired legends staging exhibition-style matches that prioritize entertainment over true competition. But insiders close to Manny reject this idea. They insist Pacquiao isn't treating this as a sideshow. He's training intensely and approaching the bout with full seriousness, preparing for a legitimate contest against a young and hungry opponent. He understands the challenge that Barrios presents, he's studied the tape and he's putting in the work. According to those in his camp, this fight is about silencing critics the only way Pacquiao knows how, not with press statements or excuses, but with performance inside the ring.
Well, what's the worst version of Manny we could see? We've seen the best versions of Manny. What's the worst version of Manny we could see against Mario Barrios? And that ain't it. You're gonna get a Manny Pacquiao that is fine-tuned, a Manny Pacquiao that is ready, a Manny Pacquiao that has, check this out, not been sitting down watching exhibitions and saying, I'm about to have an exhibition fight. That's what that was. That was him sitting down, sad because he hadn't been in the sport in a little while, and he saw a little opportunity for him to do something. And I'm not sure if the people around him told him that he should get ready for it, but when you're on the outside and you're looking at what's going on with these exhibitions, and it's an easy way to make money and use your image and all that kind of stuff, that's what he did. He got ready for an exhibition fight. 3 rounds. I mean, the moment I heard you say 3 rounds, I'm like, okay, yeah, let's just keep moving past this. This is not the same thing. He knows this is a 12-round war against Azteca Mario Barrios. He's not going to come to the ring in any way, shape, form, or fashion the way that he did against Ampo. And I'm telling you right now, I promise you, if he does, I'll drop down and give you 100 push-ups straight. It ain't gonna happen. We got elite Mario Barrios. He's earned his position of being elite. He's elite. I hear what you're saying about his mentality. I just got a feeling that even though he's going through the rhythm and the routine of that's Pacquiao and I'm just Mario Barrios.
Veteran trainer Robert Garcia offered his take on the matchup, stating that Pacquiao made a calculated and smart decision in choosing Barrios as his opponent. Garcia doesn't downplay Barrios' skills, he acknowledges he's no pushover, but he believes that among the available options, Barrios was the best choice. Had Pacquiao gone with a more dangerous rising star like Jaron Ennis or another top-ranked young lion, the risks of a brutal defeat would have been much greater. Barrios is a strong fighter, a former champion, and still a credible opponent, but Garcia sees the matchup as slightly more favorable stylistically. He believes that while it's still a steep challenge, it's one Pacquiao could potentially overcome if he executes the right game plan.
Years out of the ring and everything against Mario Barrios. Your thoughts on that fight?
Look, I think it's a fight that just because of the card that they put together, it's gonna do really good. The arena's gonna be sold out. People are gonna order on pay-per-view. I think it's gonna do really good numbers because of the whole undercard. I think Pacquiao, you know, went to the I can't say the easiest because Barrios is a world champion, so I can't say he's easy either, man. But it did, you know, if you know he wouldn't fight against Norman.
Yeah.
He would fight against Boots. You know what I mean? Because Boots was the champion. Now that he wouldn't have fought against Boots. He would have never fought against Norman. Those guys would have hurt Pacquiao. So he chose Barrios, which also fights for PBC, so made it a lot easier. But Barrios he's young, he's big, he's hungry. You know, he's that performance where we question his, skills, chin. But he has heart, man. He has heart, and Pacquiao's 46, so that's a big difference right there. I would love to see Pacquiao make history and become, the youngest. He already is the oldest welterweight champion.
Yeah.
But 6 years later, he's gonna bring his own.
Mario Barrios' trainer didn't hold anything back when addressing the looming showdown. He sent a bold and direct message to Team Pacquiao: this fight won't be a walk in the park. He acknowledged that Pacquiao has spent years under the tutelage of Freddie Roach and learned volumes about elite boxing technique and strategy, but reminded everyone that Barrios, too, has been sharpening his tools in world-class camps. Barrios has evolved into a well-rounded fighter, absorbing advanced techniques and honing his skills against high-caliber opposition. According to his coach, Barrios is coming into the fight fully prepared, with no illusions about who Pacquiao is or what he represents. This is not going to be a one-sided spectacle, it's a real fight, with both corners gearing up for war.
A lot of time we spent together. Picked up a lot of things from you. Freddie, I was in that gym a long time, Freddie. I picked up a lot of things watching those camps with Manny Pacquiao right there, baby. We know a lot of things when I was in there every day watching him. And unfortunately for him, there's a lot of things we're going to bring to the table on July 19th of the things that I've seen with Manny Pacquiao. We're coming, baby. You know that, Freddie. I was there a lot of time, Freddie. We did a lot of time in there, in and around Manny Pacquiao. You know that, Freddie. And you know that too, Manny.
Despite all the cautionary voices and doubts, there remains a tidal wave of hope among fans and fighters who continue to view Manny Pacquiao as more than just a boxer. He represents resilience, legacy, and the unbreakable will to keep going. Even with age and the odds stacked against him, supporters cling to the dream of seeing Pacquiao turn back the clock one more time. For them, he's a living legend who inspires with every comeback, win or lose. They understand the difficulty of the task ahead but admire the courage it takes to rise and fight again. This fight, for many, isn't just about belts or records, it's about proving that greatness can transcend time, and that the heart of a champion never grows old.
What do you think of Manny Pacquiao?
The GOAT.
I think he wins his next fight against Barrios.
Yeah, for sure. I love to see him win it, He's a legendary fighter and someone that I've watched on tape and studied, so.
A great person too.
Yeah, I never met him before in real life, but.
You never met him?
Never.
Robert Garcia didn't limit his praise to Pacquiao the fighter, he spoke deeply about Pacquiao the man. He noted that Manny's motivations aren't solely rooted in personal glory or career milestones. The love and support he receives from his nation play a huge part in what drives him. Every time he steps into the ring, Pacquiao carries the hopes and pride of millions. Garcia acknowledged that age isn't on Manny's side and that this comeback might be one of the toughest challenges he's ever taken on. Yet he believes that with the kind of athleticism and mental strength Pacquiao still possesses, greatness is still within reach. Manny isn't just fighting for titles, he's fighting for legacy, for his people, and for something far bigger than himself.
The fight, I mean, do you understand why maybe Pacquiao's coming back maybe after a performance like that against Mario Barrios?
Well, look, after Barrios' last performance, I think Pacquiao wasn't the only one. I think there was many calls to the Cubas and PBC people about fighting Barrios. But Barrios is a great dude. He's young, he's strong. I think Pacquiao's coming back because he wants to make history. Pacquiao is a person that loves to help. He helps. People love him in his country, and not only in his country, in the whole world. People love him. People always support him. People are behind him, and he's doing it to make history. If he becomes champion, there's been very few that could do something that have done something like that in their 40s to come back and actually mid-40s, late 40s, and come back and become world champion. He just wants to make history and be the best in history, because maybe he will, but it's gonna be tough. At 46, bro, and I'm 4 years older than him, and
4 years ago, you didn't want to make a comeback?
Man, I didn't want to make a comeback when I was 30, and I had been retired for only 4 years, and I was 30, and a lot of people would tell me, Robert, you're young, Robert, you can still do something. There's a lot of fights, Morales, Barrera, even Pacquiao was already fighting. There's a lot of money out there. But nah, man, I didn't feel like doing it. So, it's different. Mikey, Mikey's 37, and we've told him, Mike, you can still do 1 or 2 more fights, and he just feels like, no, at 37. So just imagine 10 years.
Legendary commentator Jim Lampley weighed in with a heartfelt reflection, expressing that while Pacquiao's return doesn't come as a shock, it still evokes a certain sadness. Lampley noted that many fighters of Pacquiao's caliber find it nearly impossible to walk away from the spotlight. The cheers, the adrenaline, the identity they forge in the ring, it all becomes an irreplaceable part of their being. He doesn't criticize Manny's decision, but instead points out a painful truth: great fighters often come back not for money, but for the thrill and sense of purpose that only the ring provides. For Lampley, this is simply part of the endless cycle of boxing. Legends rarely retire completely, they always come back chasing one more night under the lights, one last taste of glory. And while the paycheck will be handsome, the emotional price may be even higher.
Over the years, what do you think of that?
Sad. Just sad that he feels any reason or urge whatsoever. However, on the other hand, fighters fight. It's what they do. Hey, Jim Lampley was gone for 6 years. Was it stupid for him to choose to come back and fall a fight? Was it a risk? Was there a possibility that he could embarrass himself and fall on his face? Are there some viewers and listeners out there who think that's exactly what he did? Sure, that's possible. But I was back doing something I love and I was getting paid for it. So I understand why Manny wants to come back and do something he loves and get paid for it. But it's one thing to talk into a microphone when you've been a few years away and you're a little bit older. It's entirely a different thing to go in and get hit.
One theme echoed consistently across the boxing community is that Pacquiao's biggest opponent isn't Barrios, it's Father Time. No matter how great a fighter once was, aging is the most persistent and unforgiving rival in the sport. Experts agree that with time, everything slows, reflexes dull, speed diminishes, and injuries take longer to heal. Even with the most intense training regimens, there's no true way to reverse time's effects. That doesn't mean Pacquiao is without hope, but it does mean he's operating with the narrowest of margins. Every round, every moment in the ring is now more dangerous than ever. Experience is powerful, but youth can often overwhelm it when the stakes are this high.
Manny Pacquiao's gonna get knocked out by Mario Barrios. And I get it, Mario Barrios is far from a good fighter. Mario Barrios is one of the worst champions in all of boxing, but Manny Pacquiao is so old, bro. I think a lot of you guys forget Manny Pacquiao fought last year and he arguably lost to a Muay Thai kickboxer dude. This dude wasn't even a boxer. Yes, he was really big, but the dude was just not a boxer. Honestly, I think the WBC should call this fight off. I think it's not too late to kind of go back on your word and let's call this one off. This fight should not be sanctioned by anybody. This fight should not be allowed. At least Mario Barrios should be stripped of his WBC title for defending it against a 46-year-old. Is there a slim chance Manny Pacquiao is able to outmaneuver him and maybe outpoint him, punch, around him? Yeah, maybe. But realistically, it won't happen. But if he does, I think it will solidify him as the greatest boxer of all time, no questions about it. I think if he does win this fight, it would put him clearly over Ali, Ray Robinson, Ray Leonard, and Floyd Mayweather. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts on how y'all feel about this fight.
There's a growing belief that the real reason legendary fighters like Pacquiao return isn't driven solely by financial incentive or legacy padding, it's emotional. Being inside that ring, feeling the roar of the crowd, and basking under the lights offers a high that nothing else can match. Fighters don't just miss boxing, they miss the feeling of being alive in a way only the sport can deliver. The adrenaline, the pride, and the identity all come flooding back once the gloves are laced up again. But as romantic as that notion is, observers caution against the danger of nostalgia. Pacquiao didn't look like himself in his last outing, and some signs of decline were already beginning to show.
That Manny Pacquiao is the first ballot Hall of Famer. He's an 8th Division World Champion, one of the greatest fighters in the history of the sport of boxing. He's a great family man, great philanthropist, does a lot for his community. I ain't saying nothing bad about Manny Pacquiao. In fact, I'm worried for his well-being. Seen this with some of the boxing greats like Roy Jones Jr., James Toney, just to name a few. Bernard Hopkins, personally my favorite fighter of all time. They don't know how to let the game go, right? They always get that itch. They miss the allure. The crowd, the cheers, the boos, the spectacle that comes with the sport of boxing. I get it. I can understand why Manny Pacquiao is still trying to hold on to what was in the past, right? Which is why my beef was with Mario Barrios. Because, bro, you need your ass whooped, right? Because last time I saw Manny Pacquiao in an exhibition fight, let alone a real fight versus Yordenis Ugas, he looked terrible. He looked like he was about to get stopped. Remember the fight that was supposed to happen between him and Errol Spence? And things like that. I'm going to come in and put on a one-sided ass whooping and things like that. Manny Pacquiao is a great future Hall of Famer. He's a legend, but I feel like my skills and fundamentals is going to be the deciding factor in that fight. Remember when Errol Spence pulled out of that fight due to an eye injury? Manny Pacquiao lost to Yordenis Ugas. The same Yordenis Ugas that's been getting dinged on ever since he fought Errol Spence. Instead of trying to unify the division with Brian Norman, who currently holds the WBO strap, right? Instead of trying to unify with another unified champion at 147 and Jerome Boutinis, who many deem as the new boogeyman in the sport, especially at 147. Yeah, I said it. You decide to fight Manny Pacquiao for the big payday, in my Canelo voice. And I say all that to say, bro, you need your ass whooped, right? Boxing guys don't like ugly. And if you keep playing with the sport of boxing, eventually the sport of boxing is going to get back at you. And oh man, when Brian Norman, or dare I even say Jerome Boutinis, that's even if you have the balls to fight them, yeah, I said it, get their hands on you, you going to get stopped, bro, because you dead wrong for going up against a 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao. Facts, he threw a big facts.
Jim Lampley further elaborated on the emotional gravity behind a fighter's return, explaining that the thrill of stepping into the ring becomes deeply addictive. He said that few experiences in life can replicate the pure intensity and euphoria that boxing gives its greatest stars. That's why, when the opportunity to come back presents itself, even with risks, it's almost impossible to say no. It's not just about cashing in, it's about reconnecting with something that defined who they are. For fighters like Pacquiao, the ring isn't just a place to fight, it's home. And sometimes, that call back home is too powerful to ignore.
Friendship way. I said, Ray, why is it that you can't give this up? It's one of the greatest quotes I ever heard. He said, Jim, I tried owning restaurants and I tried eating in restaurants. I tried dancing in nightclubs and I tried owning nightclubs. I did every other thing I could do that was supposed to give me that kind of feedback. There is nothing in life that matches the moment of standing up off your stool, sweat glistening on your chest, naked in the eyes of the world except for those trunks and shoes, and stepping forward into the spotlight to face another man.
That wraps up today's coverage on the brewing showdown between Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios. Whether you believe Pacquiao still has enough magic left to conquer youth once again, or you're betting on the rise of Barrios to usher in a new era, this is one fight that has the entire boxing world holding its breath. Stay tuned for more updates, and don't forget to share your thoughts on this epic return.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. For more exciting videos, make sure to hit the bell icon and stay updated. Subscribe to Boxing Hub now for all the latest in boxing.